Welcome back, guys. It's Reese, one of the Hustle Brothers, and today's video we've got a lot to unravel. We've got to discuss Joby and Uber, a massive partnership, especially when we're getting to the point where we're going to need a app in order to hail our eVTOLs. So any of you that are looking to the future, once we get the part certification and how Joby will do it and move on to that next phase, this is the video for you. So I want you to wait around. We're going to unpack it all, but without any further ado, I've got to start from the beginning where this partnership started. So there's no better place than to roll back the clock to 2019, where Joby and Uber started this beautiful partnership. So their initial partnership was announced, and it was a collaboration to develop on-demand eVTOL services, focusing on urban air ride-sharing. Uber invested early in Joby's Series C round of $50 million at the time. So this is quite a big investment during 2019, and it goes to show that Joby have been laying down the foundation for the eVTOL network since 2019, and probably were doing the talks a little bit before this. And we're sitting here now in 2025, almost 2026, and you can see that they're thinking 10 steps ahead. And it's something I'd love to see from the companies I invested, that they're not only 1 or 2 steps ahead, that they're 10 steps ahead, they're 7, 8, 9 years ahead. And we can see now that all of these breadcrumbs have led us to where we are today. So after that, in 2020, Uber invested another $75 million. So Uber committed an additional funding, bringing its total investment to $125 million, signaling strong belief in the eVTOL scalability. So then we've got to move on to 2021, where there was an acquisition of Uber Elevate by Joby. So Joby acquired Uber Elevate division, valued at an undisclosed amount, gaining tools for market analysis, demand forecasting, and multi-model integration. This included software for seamless ground-to-air transitions. And I find this fascinating because this was a big play. This meant that Joby would not have to develop their own app. You go to the person who has developed the best app in terms of a hail and ride service, and that is Uber. Anywhere you go around the globe, everyone knows of Uber, especially in the big cities in Europe and America. And I imagine over in Dubai and the Middle East as well. So if you are going to go somewhere, you want to get a household name, a name that everyone trusts, and I don't think you could get much bigger than Uber. So now that sort of brings us back to the present day, and Joby acquired Blade in August 2025. So Joby buys Blade's passenger business for $125 million, and I think that is going to look like a steal in the years to come, inheriting a network of urban heliports, lounges, and experiences serving 50,000 passengers annually in markets like New York, Southern Europe. Blade operates as a Joby subsidiary, focusing on helicopters, seaplanes, while transitioning to eVTOLs. And that's the part that I really want to pick up on here. Transitioning from helicopters to eVTOLs. You're buying the network of all these high net worth individuals, I imagine, over in Europe and over in New York, where they're now traveling on helicopters. But this eVTOL service might make it more affordable for the everyday person. But it's much better to have the network and the system that you can operate on, and to grow it from a high price point rather than to be starting at a low price point and try and raise it up. Because the high price point at the beginning will be needed whilst we're getting through this R&D phase, and we're trying to grow to that 500 eVTOLs per factory per year. That's when we'll be making crazy money. There'll be the efficiencies, and it'll become the price of a yellow cab that we keep getting told about. That is going to be further down the line, but it's a brilliant move, and it's, as I said at the beginning of this video, multiple steps ahead, and it's looking like that initial partnership in 2019 was pivotal, and that Uber have obviously seen something in Joby and believed in them for the last 6 years. And this acquisition of Blade is obviously where Uber have piped up and said, oh, this is serious. This is the perfect time for us to start integrating again, because it went quiet for a while. Like, we heard about the acquisition of Uber Elevate, but that was in 2021. Like, we hadn't really heard anything else since then. There was a long barren spell of news about Uber Elevate. So then what we've learned now on September the 10th was there's going to be an app integration announcement. So Uber and Joby expand to book Blade flights directly in the Uber app by 2026, starting with helicopters and seaplanes. And then this lays the foundation for an eVTOL rollout in Dubai, New York, Los Angeles, the UK, and Japan post FAA certification. And this is something that we have been talking about for the first, or since we've basically found out about eVTOLs and we found out about this Joby and Uber partnership. And it was that the Uber app, I think, will be vital. Getting this part certification is half the battle. But what happens when you're trying to introduce these new customers onto the eVTOL wave, and there are going to be a lot of apprehensions at first because it's a new mode of transport. But if you can get a household name like Uber, and someone is going to be checking on their phone and it says, I can either do this journey and it'll be an hour and 15, or I can jump on an eVTOL and it'll take me 15 minutes. And the price is similar, if not slightly more, like a five or something like that. I could see a lot of people, myself included, and I imagine many of you that are watching right now, are you telling me if they can knock an hour off your journey and it would be the same price, you're not going to take it? Especially if they've got a track record for a lot of flights and a lot of safety before. We know they have the built-in redundancies. We know that this is a proven concept, and the amount of rigorous testing that will go on with the FAA, that these things will be as safe as can be, as safe as, maybe even safer than driving the car. Yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm just very excited. I thought this was really big news and I've been dying to share it with you guys. I've just been very busy at the moment, but I just think at the moment, everything that's coming out of Joby, very bullish, very bullish. And I like the fact that they are looking for the next stage. They're assuming we're going to get the part certification. What do we do next? And they're getting a nice integration now where they'll be getting these helicopter customers and the seaplane customers, and they'll be able to get them on board, get them so that they have sort of grooved in with the Uber app. It's probably going to become simpler. I haven't used that Blade app. I'm just assuming I've used Uber. So I could see this being a major coup for Joby, and I think for Uber as well. Like, Uber have obviously seen something and thought, yeah, this is the next mode of transportation. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Have I kind of got a bit carried away? Have I picked the ball up and ran with it? Like, maybe I have. I thought it was brilliant news. Like, I'm excited about this space. It just seems like a space that's really hotting up. Now, I know there's a lot of Archer fans out there, and if you're an Archer fan, Liam has done just a video for you. So make sure to give this one a watch, and I'll catch you next time.